Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Healthy Habits. I'm really excited to talk to Dr. Suhas again today, and we're going to be talking about exercise. Movement is one of the pillars for well-being. And just like all of the other pillars, like nutrition and sleep, we all have our tendencies, our natural tendencies. And so we can align with our mind-body type to... Oh, I see Dr. Suhas joined. I missed your request. If you can request again. So sorry. Oh, wait. Got it. Oops. Did I? Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I see people are still signing on. Welcome.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. I'm also wearing my headphones today, everyone, because we're trying to make the audio better for you. So
Absolutely.
hopefully you can all hear us without an echo to absorb all of this amazing information Dr. Suhas is going to share with us. Good. So it looks like people can hear us well. So welcome. How are you
Well, thank you,
today, Dr.
Sheilaji. It's
Suhas?
always a joy and pleasure to be with you.
Absolutely. Same. Likewise. I'm so excited to talk about this topic today because I was just saying, uh, good, people say, sounds great. I was just telling everyone that as one of the main pillars to health, movement, we all need to move,
Yeah,
but just like everything else, the best movement for us is based on our mind body type. And I think as you explain this and we talk about it, people will really have some aha moments like, oh, no wonder I don't like that, or no wonder, that doesn't work for me. So this is one of the things I love about Ayurveda is it validates our life experience. So,
absolutely.
and also, I'll mention it a few times for people who sign on late. Dr. Suhas has amazing information in his book, Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life. There's several chapters on exercise and
Exactly.
a little quiz you can take to help you know what type of exerciser you are and how to accommodate for that. So let's just start first. Maybe you can help us understand the different types of exercisers that are based on the doshas or mind-body types.
Well,
And
thank you, Sheilaji. And again,
yes.
it's really wonderful that the topic is about exercise. And I think we should all realize the importance of this because it's much more than just losing weight or having a good dense bones and muscular strength. It's about keeping all the moving parts moving because exercise goes
Mhm.
far, far beyond just the muscular strength and losing weight or losing fat. I think exercise is considered to be as the three pillars of health because it kind of intersects almost all the other areas, which is your diet, digestion, metabolism, your nervous system, your ability to sleep, your ability to recharge, to have the energy reserves properly,
Mhm.
to have a positive outlook about life, and
Mhm.
also many things. When I read these classical Ayurvedic explanation, it sounds so poetic and so beautiful that keeping
Yeah.
keeping your body moving will make you not only a healthy person but a happy person, more successful
Mhm.
and more
Mhm.
able to bounce back from any adversity of life. So I think just for that sake, we
Mhm.
should all be
Mhm.
walking, singing, chanting, dancing, exercising, lifting weights, and using our body in so many diverse ways as we can. And we should
Yes.
enjoy that.
Yeah, I love that. Again, it's like I think not only in the West here or different places, we think of exercise as just about like you said losing weight or getting a certain muscle tone or looking a certain way instead of feeling a certain way, right? And we know with all the studies on exercise, it's about our health and happiness, right? We do increase our neurotransmitters for happiness. We do improve our metabolism. We do reduce inflammation. And we want to enjoy what we're doing. So speaking as a kapha,
And
movement has definitely been
yeah,
one of my challenges. I have
and
to
I think
enjoy
we
it,
should
yes,
make
to
it.
do it.
You have to enjoy it, and you have to really rotate it and shift it, and make it sure that you look forward to it on a daily basis. I think it should be such an integral part
Yes.
of our life. We look forward for our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That excitement should be there. What do you do for my exercise today? And I think the three keywords that
Yes.
Ayurveda has talked about is flexibility, strength, and balance. Okay, so these are the
Mm,
classical Sanskrit words that they use for exercise, which is flexibility, strength, and balance. And if you pay attention here, is balance about maintaining and restoring balance in your life, how you live, in every
mm,
aspect of your life, how to maintain balance.
mm,
Flexibility, also more or less the same, to be
mm.
flexible with the things going your way, the things not going your way, and how you cultivate that by using your body in that way. And the last one, which is strength, to feel strong enough to deal with that. So it is not only with the physical strength we're talking about emotional strength, we're talking about every aspect of strength, balance, and flexibility.
I love
And what we
that.
are
Yeah. And again, everything in, oh, sorry, go ahead.
and what we are learning, as you know, is all about neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. So every movement, every step that you take, you're building new brain cells. You're creating
Mhm.
new connections within your neurons. So diversity of movement is actually making you smarter. It's making you live longer, healthier, happier. And we can't sing enough praises of that. But as we are talking about exercise for body type, we are going to talk a little bit more unique things about once you know who you are, what you should do and what you should not be doing in terms of exercise.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. And again, I love how you, and I'm gonna, how I love summarizing at the end, but I love how Ayurveda describes everything as mind and body because they're both reflections of the same, they're just different
Yeah.
expressions of the same experience. So with flexibility, strength, balance, like you said, is in the body, but then it creates the same experience in the mind. So that's
Yeah.
just beautiful. You're already motivating me to do some more exercise. So let's talk about that. I think
And
uh, yeah, go ahead.
And the three terms that I used in my book, where we had a quiz about what kind of exerciser you are, whether you are a variable type, what we call it as a vata type exerciser. And vata is, I like to call these people as regularly irregular, so they cannot stick to one program at the same given time on a regular basis. So they are more like butterflies, so they have to keep on shifting and doing. So they have to explore variety of different sports, activities, fitness regimen, keep their mind engaged to a certain extent. So for Vata people, it is important
Mhm.
to create more and more diversity to add to this component. And simple exercise.
Oop, you're breaking up a little bit for me. Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit for me, and it looks like for a few other people too. Maybe the connection is not good because we lost you. We'll give him a moment to come back. Maybe the connection isn't working well, all these technology issues. Yeah, you too. If everyone can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up? Oh yeah, he just left. Yeah, I think he's going to try to get a better connection, so he'll be right back. And if you can hear me and see me, give me a thumbs up so I know that it's not my connection. And I'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, I know. Yeah, everyone's having connection issues. Okay, great. Okay, you can hear me and see me. That's good. We're working on getting him back. Okay, I think we
Well,
lost you
I
for a bit.
I went out for a light jog and just came back. So
Oops. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we'll keep the connection going well here because you were talking about the variable exercises, the vata types. So you can,
and and
yeah, hope.
and the vata type, which you call it as variable exercises. So they want to be doing something which is on a slow pace and more
Mhm,
grounding quality. So it should ground them, nurture them, nourish them. It should not be too strenuous. One of the key words that Ayurveda
mhm,
talks about is ardha shakti. which is half of your
Mm.
capacity, that much exercise vata people should be doing, which
Mm.
whether you do yoga or tai chi or even walking, where it should not be too little or too much, where you're
Mm-hmm.
exhausted or wiped out for the rest of the day. And I often see that when when you are excited and you suddenly want to go, and these vata people are excited and are ready with their sparkling new shoes and everything and would like to go for a 10-mile hike, and then for the rest of the day they are exhausted and tired, and that is a sign that you overdid it. So the key here is to make sure that you are able to come back and not really feel for the rest of the day and feel energized to keep on doing with the rest of the day. So
Yeah, yeah.
exercise should be kept into that light stroke, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so important. My daughter is vata, and I see this all the time, because, and it's hard. We're doing things with friends, and, she wants, some of her friends may be different types, and she gets exhausted, and it takes her a whole day to recover if they've done some super long hike that's beyond her capacity, like you said. So something to keep in mind for the variable types. And some
And
of the people she's trying, yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying some of the people she's trying to keep up with are more of the I believe it's the strong exerciser types, the pittas. Is that what
And
you I
that's
think
the
that's what you
challenge.
call
That is the challenge. If you have a buddy that you're going for a walk and they have a different body type, then sometimes it's difficult for you to keep yourself in check. But there are a few pointers that I often tell Vata people that once you
them.
carry your bottle of water with you should
Mm,
not walk around with long spells of dehydration and feeling parchy, or even a light snack for that matter. Okay. If you have maybe a bar, a
mm-hmm.
piece of fruit, or some nuts and some dry fruits or something, it's a good idea because that steady supply of nourishment and water is very important. And the second thing is their challenge with exercise is getting dried out sometimes. So their
Mm,
joints tend to get a little bit more dry. So if they keep on doing oleation and lubrication and keep the joints oiled, well oiled, then they can do that activity more often. So Vata people needs to be engaged during that. So if they have a buddy to go for a walk or go to a group yoga class, I think it's better for them. May not be the best idea for you to just open a screen and do the exercise for yourself. It's okay. But you would enjoy more going to a yoga studio and doing it with them, maybe a Pilates class or a Tai Chi
mm-hmm.
class or something which
Mm-hmm.
engages with human touch and people and someone who is
Mm-hmm.
helping you walking or guiding. And again, for a vata person, it's not a good idea when you are just watching television and doing your exercise. You have to be connected with your body to feel that, and you should feel the energy
Mm-hmm.
after coming back. That's the key. So when you go for an exercise and come back and feel energized, that means that you have done the right amount. And when you feel
Mm-hmm.
exhausted and tired, it means you have overdid that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the challenge that
Great.
we often see with pitta people. Pitta people, what I call it as strong exercisers, they
Mm-hmm.
don't know where to stop. Okay, they believe
Mm-hmm.
in no pain,
Yeah.
no gain kind of a theory, and they feel until my body is so hurtful and painful that I don't feel enough doing of exercise or sports or things like that.
Right.
And I have so many buddies that I play tennis with and things, and they are completely exhausted. They can't even walk off the court. They are that kind of
Mm-hmm.
tired and exhausted as such. And then they are
I
out
know,
of
and
commission,
right.
out of commission for the rest of the next day.
I
Go
see
ahead.
these people in the office as patients, and they're all pittas, and they're so active, and they have bursitis and tendonitis and all the itises of inflammation in their joints and injury, and they won't take rest. That's that balance of overdoing, doing versus rest. And to tell an athlete or someone who's competitive with exercise to just take rest and not do certain things for a little while is hard.
And that's the challenge, especially as we are getting older. The mind still has that pitta quality, but the body cannot handle where the mind is trying to take you there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So sometimes I see these people pop pills, couple of
Mm-hmm.
ibuprofens before they
Mm-hmm.
get on the court or before they do exercise. And I said, your body is shouting from the rooftop that it cannot do it. And you
Right.
suppress that signal by taking a painkiller before you go and do this. You
Yes.
should probably are hurting yourself. And these are the people who are recurrently getting injured, who are
Yeah.
recurrently getting injured because they're overdoing it. And then since they're out of commission, they try to find something else. Oh, my knee is hurting. So what can I do with my upper body? I said, your body is telling you to rest, and
Right.
there's no way that it. So for the pitta people, for the strong exerciser, it has to be not overheating, overstimulating, overly competitive. So swimming is a good idea. Something to cool down for a pitta person is always good. Even after an exercise, if they take cold shower, that you start taking a warm shower, start turning the knob towards cooler, 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 finish it with the coolest possible thing. It's really good for them. And if you have done a lot, then maybe an ice bath or ice packs or something that is good. But skiing is good, biking is good,
Mm.
brisk walking, light jogging, outdoor activities, something which is more outdoor and more with the elements of nature is really, really good. And try to not to being so competitive in nature to push yourself. Many times that you have these gadgets nowadays that the gadgets tell you, and then you set the rhythm that I have to get
Right.
25,000 steps in a day, and without that. And I have seen someone at 11 o'clock in the night because they haven't done their steps for that day, have going out to complete that before they go to sleep.
That is such a good point. I see that all the time, where, again, like you said, your body is shouting at you instead of listening to the body as the guide. People want to listen to their gadgets as their guide,
Yes,
like
yes.
instead of going inwards. So those are all great recommendations. And again, tying in the other lifestyle practices, right? Like you mentioned for the vatas or variable exercisers, eat oils in your food, stay hydrated so that when you do exercise, then you don't get as exhausted. You're more in balance. So then when you do go to be active, then you don't tip over too much. Same with pittas. If you're leading a lifestyle that's keeping your inflammation down and less competitive and in other situations, then when you go to exercise, you may be able to do what you want to do without getting so inflamed. And
And you're right
sleep.
because for like you're saying, for the vata people, the quick recovery snack, because the recovery from exercise is very important. And I think that is, we hardly pay attention to what do you do to recover from the activity or exercise that you did. So hydration is important for vata person. A snack which is filled with something sweet and sour and oily. So a combination of dry fruits and nuts is such a great snack for a vata person who's exercising. And for pitta people, they need to keep their body not only hydrated but also alkaline to a greater extent. Many of these people that I see, that they go for a workout and they do a very rigorous pitta type of a competitive workout, and they order a beer right there at the club and they sit and enjoy alcohol right after. So you are making your body overheated and you're making it more acidic right after, which is a bad idea. Some people actually need their morning coffee to do the exercise. Maybe a small amount of coffee might stimulate you, but if you're drinking a big coffee and exercising, it's also creating a lot of heat and dryness. So you should avoid that to a certain extent.
That's great. Yeah. And I
And
see a
going
few
back to
people
your
ask.
kapha type, going back to
Yes.
the kapha type, as you were talking about, is these are the light exercises. So these people won't go by themselves to go and exercise. They need some kind of a stimulation or inspiration or motivation to go and do that. Okay, by nature they are happy, easygoing, loving, kind people, but they need some kind of a purpose and motivation to do physical activity and things. And stimulation is the key for the kapha word that we often see. And once they get going, then they get going. So I've seen you, Sheila, that once you're on the trail, then you can do it as long as you want. But it takes time to get on the trail.
Yes. Very true. So give us kaphas some of your wisdom to also get motivated. I think you mentioned finding something to motivate you. It could be another person. I know that's definitely a motivator for me. If somebody says, hey, let's go on this
Yeah.
walk on the beach, I'm more likely to do it. Any other thoughts that you have?
Well, I think improving circulation, get the blood flowing, anything stimulating, something that makes you warm and sweat, because kapha
Hmm.
is a watery sign. They hold on to water and they feel a little bit more puffy and swollen. So anything that makes them sweat. So
Hmm.
their desire to do cardiovascular exercise, it could be some aerobics, it could be some running, rowing, biking, things like that, which makes them sweat is something very important. Initially, they might want to wear a couple of layers to get the sweat going, but once they do that, that is the sign. When they start sweating, they feel really, really light. And that
Hmm.
feeling of
Hmm.
lightness is what is important for
Yeah.
kapha people. And you're right.
Yeah.
Motivation is important. Having some company, doing core classes that you go to a CrossFit training, but this is the class that you go to, maybe a hot yoga class or things like that, that allows them to actually look forward to that thing. They start slow, but they get into, they have innate physical strength. They have
Hmm.
excellent bones, muscles, tissues, tendons. They are not dried or wilting easily.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they can do strenuous weightlifting, those exercises which are really good for them to
Yes.
allow the body to get stronger. Because one of the challenge with the kapha body type is you can feel out of shape within couple of days.
Hmm.
Okay, vata people or pitta people will not feel that within couple of days, but for a kapha person who has not exercised for 2 days will suddenly feel out of shape. They will
Hmm.
suddenly feel a little bit more puffy or swollen,
Hmm.
and for them to do it regularly, to feel strong and firm and well toned in their body on a regular basis, is a great motivation in itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a comment here, and I'm similar. Like, I do like walking with friends, but I do like to also do things by myself. So,
Yeah.
kaphas often, at least my experience, is that sometimes, and someone said they like to exercise by themselves. I do as well, because then, I can do it at my own pace. I can, you're not trying to follow, what someone else is doing. And so, if that works for you, that's wonderful, because some people do enjoy that as well. And then also what you said about the fluid retention, the sweating is really important, because we lose that extra fluid. Someone else mentioned they retain fluid. So that's a kapha imbalance. And so with the sweating through exercise, I mean, there are other ways too. And I know you've said this to me before, that sweating is good for kaphas, and you
Yes.
can do it in a sauna, or but don't, you've told me, don't do it that way. Do it with exercise.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have a
So,
big enough sauna where you can do the stretching and all those things, that's a good
yes, yes.
activity also.
Like hot
But one of the
yoga.
things one of the things that I have seen with kapha is that they respond really well when they join a league, or a senior league, that you have few buddies playing
Mm-hmm.
basketball or doing something tennis together. So those leagues are really, really good for kapha people, because then you inspire, you have to show up on time for the practice or do certain things. So if you can figure out ways where you are able to join few leagues and activities to do it together, or maybe group bike ride where you meet somewhere on Sunday and go for a 20, 30 mile bike ride or something. Those kind of activities are really good, because if you're doing
Yeah.
it and I will follow you and I will do it with you, those are the things that kapha people enjoy. And those group
Yes.
activities, those group situations are really better for them. And nothing flashy or jazzy or super competitive. Slow, long distance. Those are the key words. Slow, long
Yeah.
distance. So if you go
And yeah.
on a 10-mile hike where you are doing slow, you're clearing your mind, clearing your thoughts, you're walking. That is
Mhm.
what they really enjoy.
Yes, yes, that is one of my favorites. I love that. I love yoga. And also, I realized as I reflected, when I was younger, I loved being outside and running around and playing games outside, because it was fun. So for me, I know definitely it's not about a competition, or did I do this many miles, or did I lift that much weight. For me, it's about fun, and so doing something that's fun, like again, is in a group, and again, even those days on the beach where you're just throwing a ball around, and I think that helps kaphas too, to make it fun.
And there are two important things. Once you know about your body type, that you should know
Hmm.
what not to do. Okay,
Yes,
that
yes.
is one. So one is we're talking about what to do, but it's also good what not to do. For For kapha people, to do activity without stretching and warming is really bad for them. Okay, if you don't do enough stretching or warm up the joints and the tissues, and then you suddenly do something jerky, that is bad for them. It's good technically advice for everyone, but especially for kapha people, it takes time for them to warm up everything, and then they can perform very easily. For vata people, they always have some challenge with stiffness.
Same.
And so that stiffness, they have to really soften the joints, soften the ligaments, make sure that the joint is a little bit more warm. And a simple way of stimulating your body, rubbing yourself, improving the circulation, doing some jumping jacks, doing some stretching, is allowing them to get ready into that mode of exercising. Same with pitta people also. So
Yeah.
you don't have to really do a whole lot feeling something inflamed or anything like that, where you have to do some proper stretching, allow the body to get into the zone to do the exercise. And I think one of the biggest thing that we are learning here is that whatever you do in a diverse way on an everyday basis, it's as if I tell people that your full-time job is to keep your body active. And then if you can do something else to pay your bills on the side, that is really good. Okay, so you keep
Right.
your body active all day long, since you wake up till you go to sleep. And if you
Yeah.
can keep that in mind as your full-time job, then you're more likely to do it. And
That's
people
right. It's a
will figure out
mindset, right?
so
Where
many.
you
It's a,
make,
and that
yeah,
mindset
yep.
cultivates
It's
because
changing that mindset yep.
and it's the chicken and egg situation. You feel this way because you don't do enough of that. And since you don't do enough of that, that's the reason why you feel this way. It's all about prana. It's all about improving circulation. It's all about releasing those endorphins, which act like antidepressants, to allow your mindset to start really enjoying and looking forward to physical activity, movement, exercise, variety of different things. And there are so many sports for different activities that you can do. It's always fun. So while we
Yep,
were
yep.
watching and enjoying the Olympics recently, and all those beautiful things that we were watching our miraculous athletes doing every day,
Yeah.
it motivates us. So it's not only you watching a game, but you doing something about that,
Yes,
getting out
exactly.
and doing
So
the activity.
a couple of people are asking, so how do you know if you don't know your mind body type, you can certainly go to chopra.com, at the bottom, scroll /dosha quiz, or you'll see the thing at the bottom. Dr. Suhas also, a couple people have asked, what's the book? So I'm going to show it
Yeah,
again here. Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life. He has a quiz in here as well. And also a specific quiz for exercise type, because some people are
yeah,
by dosha, so they
yeah.
may have one style of exercise, versus another. So that was really helpful. I took the quiz, and certainly answered, I think, 80% of them as a
Pathogenic.
kapha would, but yes, but yeah, so take the quiz and, in the book, and that will help you as well. And all of the information he's sharing and more are in the book. So it's a fantastic resource, for this topic of exercise. And again, as we talked about, all of the other lifestyle practices. So you talk about all of the other pillars of health in the book, because it's not only about what you're doing when you exercise, it's about all what you're doing to stay balanced all the rest of your time as well.
And
So,
I'm
yeah.
glad you brought that point up, because how you eat and digest depends upon how well you sleep, how much good quality sleep you get will give you the energy, whether you are able to do the physical activity and movement and exercise on a daily basis. Due to exercise, you're pleasantly tired, you sleep better. Because of sleep, your digestion is more regulated. So these three pillars actually feed off each other, and you start doing one, the rest two fall into place automatically.
Exactly, exactly. So I notice when I'm not feeling motivated to exercise, if I start, like you said, the circulation and the movement and energy moving in other aspects of my lifestyle, then all of a sudden, kind of spontaneously, that motivation also starts to come, because I'm not as heavy and down and sluggish, and so sometimes you can start with some of those other pillars with the intention then that it'll shift that exercise
I'll
aspect.
share a very short story. described in classical
Yep.
Ayurvedic literature, where one of the royal king who was running a kingdom starts feeling really exhausted, puffy, bloated, overweight, having no libido, no desire, not able to digest food, feeling very tired and fatigued. And he went to his Ayurvedic counselor and asked him that, what do I do? And he says, quit the throne and go to this neighboring village where they are digging a big well. And I want you to just live and dig the well there for about a month and come back and regain your throne.
Mm-hmm.
He says, you're not helping me with my digestion or sleep or libido. Just go and do that for about a month. Don't tell them you're a king or anything. So he starts going there and
Mm.
living with them and digging the well in scorching sun all day long and eating the food what they used to give him. And about a month later, he came back with a completely new galvanized body, feeling strong, muscular, healthy, sleeping well, digesting food well. Everything came back as if he was able to reverse the whole clock within a month by doing
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So we talk about longevity. We talk about mental acuity. We talk about reversal of aging. We talk about neuromuscular strength. We talk about so many different things. And we won't even believe that this thing, which doesn't cost you a penny to do on a daily basis, if you start doing it, can
Mm-hmm.
literally change your life.
Yes, yes. Wow. Thank you so much for all of that amazing information and in this really important topic of movement. And the Ayurveda has so much wisdom as you've shared. And I love that story. I should go dig a well. In the topic of movement, sometimes we focus so much on food, I mean, which is important also, food and all the other things, but we forget Ayurveda has all this wisdom around exercise, movement, dosha, doing what's appropriate for your dosha type. And again, just to summarize, for those of you who joined late, also check out chopra.com for a dosha quiz or Dr. Suhas's book, Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life, for more quizzes and specific to exercise. But if you are a vata type or a variable exerciser, then make sure you don't fatigue yourself. So do do exercise to half of your capacity so that it's more sustainable than being exhausted and fatigued. Lots of water and snack either during exercise if you know you're going to be taking a long hike with a friend. And also you spoke so wonderfully about recovery. People don't think about recovery. So after your exercise, you vatas, drink more water, get oil in your food, oil in your the rest of your lifestyle. Pittas, the strong exerciser types, don't push yourself, don't overdo, and don't be so competitive and watching your number on your device rather than listening to your body. And recovery, cold shower, icing joints, but most importantly, listening to your body and not overdoing. And then for kapha, the light exercisers, again, keeping motivated with improving circulation and getting things moving with the other aspects of your lifestyle, and then doing things that make you sweat to get rid of excess fluid, doing something that you enjoy that's fun with others or on your own, and again paying attention to all of the other aspects of your lifestyle so that you can get moving. So anything else you want to add before we sign out?
No, this is perfect. Keep all the body part moving, enjoy, and you would really figure out a way that not only this exercise is going to change the way that you look, but how you feel. That's important. And one,
Absolutely.
one quick reminder, and Sheila ji, I'm teaching an interesting class. It's a two-part webinar, which is starting from next Tuesday. It's about
Mm.
Ayurvedic nail, hair, and skin assessment and diagnosis. So anyone who is here who is interested in learning a little bit more about assessment of nails of different types for vata, pitta, kapha people, quality of hair of different dosha types, also the type of skin as per the different
Mm.
dosha type, and what are the protocols, how we do the management from an Ayurvedic perspective, and in the area of hair, nails, and skin from a tissue perspective. So feel free
That's
to
fantastic.
go to our website, ayurvedichealing.net, and you should be able to find all the information.
Yeah, and I believe people can get the book on that website as well, and
They
lots of
can, on
great
Amazon,
information.
they can
Yeah,
get the
or
book and
Amazon.
Amazon
Yeah.
also.
It's a wonderful book, and thank you so much, as always, for sharing your wisdom. And Dr. Suhas is just an amazing teacher and one of my mentors. And keep connected with him to learn more about the wisdom of Ayurveda. And this will be saved on our Chopra IGTV feed, so you can go back and listen to the wisdom from Dr. Suhas, and he'll be joining me monthly for sharing more amazing Ayurvedic wisdom. So
Let's
sending
let's
love.
let's
Yes.
do the next IG live while we are walking somewhere in the woods.
I love that's such a good idea. And after this IG live, I'm really motivated to just go outside and take a loop around my court and then come back and sit down. So thank you for that
Thank you.
inspiration. And a goodbye to everyone and happy movement. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.